Say goodbye to our burden. I was halfway through the Mojave when the engine coughed its last breath. No warning, no heat light, just the sudden death rattle of machinery. And then fire. The explosion didn't throw me, it pushed me, hard, across the sand like a rag doll. Ears ringing, mouth full of dirt, skin blistering from the breath of hell. I remember the sound of her voice next. Not in person, not even in real time. A voicemail, on loop. My phone, cracked and half-melted, somehow still playing it. Say goodbye to our burden. Our burden. She meant Clara. Before the ringing in my skull stopped, before the heat faded from my clothes, I opened the last live feed Clara's tablet had been auto-streaming for school. It was shaky, dim, but unmistakable. My daughter. My father. A rope. A well. Her voice trembling. Daddy. Grandpa's pouring gas down. And in the corner, blurred but there, a hand pushed her head down into the shadows. Then darkness. I ran. I didn't feel the sand or the blood or the heat. My legs moved like they remembered something I hadn't caught up to yet. I drove a stranger's truck off an abandoned ranch road. Didn't ask, didn't care. I kicked in the sheriff's door 30 miles out. The man at the desk looked up, his uniform crisp, smile slow, gun already halfway drawn. "Farm's gone quiet," he said. "Your wife's planning a bonfire tonight. Foreclosure. Curtis. Her brother. Sheriff now, apparently." He smiled like I was the punchline of a slow-burning joke. I walked out, didn't look back, didn't blink. Something colder than the desert settled in my chest. It wasn't rage, not yet. Rage is noisy. This was surgical. 2 nights earlier, Clara had come home from school with paint under her nails and bruises she couldn't explain. I'd asked. She looked down, blinked twice, said, "Ask Mommy." That night, I watched my wife sleep like nothing was wrong. Calm, perfect skin in the moonlight. Her phone unlocked by her thumbprint while she dreamed of other lives. The messages were buried deep. Hidden apps, encrypted photos. Curtis, my wife's brother. But not just a brother. I found the oldest message. "She's too much like him. We end it soon." And who? And what? Clara wasn't mine. Not biologically. I'd suspected it. Her eyes were greener. Her laugh too sharp, too aware. But I loved her like the marrow of my bones. Still, the DNA test, sent quietly from her hairbrush, returned in black and white. 0.00 paternity. No matches to my line, or to my wife's. That was the rot. That was the secret they killed her over. Clara wasn't ours, not by blood, not by plan. She was the mistake they made and couldn't clean up quietly anymore. I returned to the farm in the dark. Curtis's cruiser out front. My wife's silhouette on the porch, dress light against the flames of a starting bonfire. In my hands, a binder. Every photo, every message, the test results, the feed download. I didn't say a word when I handed it to her. She opened it slowly, like she already knew the weight. Her face didn't crack, not at first, but her fingers trembled. "You weren't supposed to see that," she whispered. That's all she gave me. Not denial, not apology, just disappointment that her plan had failed. "I know," I said. Quiet. Curtis stepped forward, gun low. "Don't," I told him. He paused, because I wasn't pleading. I was warning. She looked back at the fire. "She's dead," she said. "No." She flinched. "No," I repeated. "You wanted her dead. That's different. But she's not." I pulled a second phone from my pocket. The signal weak, but live. The screen showed a well, empty. A girl's hand gripping the edge, small and raw. She'd climbed. She'd survived. Their lie unraveled in silence. "Here's what happens now," I said. "No anger, no volume, just precision. You turn yourselves in." Neither moved. Curtis twitched. I continued, flatly. "I've already sent it all. The test, the messages, the feed. They're everywhere. If anything happens to Clara or me, your names are the headline." She stepped closer, tried the old spell, the soft gaze, the glassy eyes. "You loved me once." "No," I said. "I loved the lie. You were just its voice." Curtis raised his gun. I took a single step forward, slowly. "If you shoot me now," I said, "the whole world watches it live. This phone's streaming too." He hesitated, then holstered it. I turned away. No last glance, no final words. They weren't worth them. I found Clara at a rest stop 20 miles out, wrapped in a stranger's blanket. A trucker had pulled her from the well and called it in. Said she just kept whispering, "Daddy's coming." She didn't cry when she saw me, just held on. Quiet. Hollowed out, but breathing. We don't talk about the fire, or the voices, or the word burden. We left the desert behind. New names, new state. Just silence and slow healing. Sometimes she asks if I still love Mommy. I tell her the truth. I never met Mommy. Just someone wearing her face. Then I tuck her in, check the locks, check the windows, check her pulse while she sleeps like a ritual. She's all that's real now. Everything else, ash. I didn't bury my daughter in that well, but I buried everything else that night.